Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and I'm here today to talk to you about how my tarot practice looked and what was going on with me for tarot for the month of September. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Kyra, and here I specialize in content about personal and witchy development using tarot, journaling, and astrology. And if that sounds like something you're interested in seeing more of, then please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up and like this video, and hit the bell notification, and come on back and consider joining us here. Last month, I started the practice of coming in and talking to you about how the month went for me in my tarot practice, any really noteworthy things that happened, anything that was new, exciting, anything that just really stood out, that kind of thing, what work I was doing, things I learned, yada yada. So there's a playlist up above in the cards that you can check out. Currently there's only one video minus this one, so we're working on it. September was a weird month. It's been a few weird months, and I think I've realized what's happened because of the few weird months, or to cause the few weird months, is the fact that I'm in a spot of really just rapid evolution. Every time I feel like I've got my legs under me again, something comes along and kicks it under. Or kicks them out from under me. So, first of all, my month in tarot spread. All I did was this, and I didn't really like it. I did set up a better one for October, which if you check out my October journal setup, linked up above in the cards, you can see that. But I want to get into just some of the big things that happened. First of all, I know I talked about this, but I was using, in the month of August, I believe I started it, and through the month of September, I had started using my daily journal pulls for, this is the Cosmovisions Tarot Oracle. I had started using my daily journal pulls for trying to commune and connect with my ancestors. And I did that for a while. I would, instead of pulling a journal, or instead of pulling a tarot deck and pulling a daily card from there, I would pull it from here, from this deck. And in the morning, it would be like, this is my message from my ancestor. And then in the evening, what I would do is I would read the guidebook and see what it said about the card, and from that, if I felt like there was a question, I would ask a question and I would pick a card for that. And for this practice specifically, I was using the Shimmering Veil Tarot a lot. This was the deck I worked with in August, and let me just shift these. There we go. And I loved it. And I really liked using this together. I just really love using this deck. It's been 2 months. I'm still in love with using this deck. I'm extremely attached to it. The novelty hasn't worn off. This deck, it is so special and spiritual. So when the month started, I was using this deck, and I was trying to use it with, let's see, what were the decks I said? I believe I said the Gentle Tarot, which I didn't like for this practice. There's also the Forest of Enchantment, which I also didn't like for this practice. And very quickly, I started to learn that when it comes to my daily tarot practice, and like when it comes to doing a daily draw or a weekly draw, I need something very simple. I want those types of practices to be low maintenance. I want and am still searching for the type of practice that I can do every day and every week that is a low maintenance check-in that is still effective. I have yet to find the way to do it. And that hasn't changed. I can't figure out, I have yet to figure out the way to make that happen. It needs to be low maintenance because, like, I do my card pull in the morning. I like doing it as a card pull. I thought for a brief moment there that I would just pull from, like, my Charmcast Tarot, and I did that for one day, and I was like, no, I miss shuffling. So basically, my daily draw, what I like to do with it is I want it to be simple. I want it to be low maintenance. I want to be able to just draw a card and mark it down and have it be kind of like a guiding force for the day. I still want to expand my tarot practice. I'm thinking maybe I'm going about it the wrong way, though. I'm thinking instead of trying to expand the daily practice I have, which I love as is, I like pulling a daily card. And what I do with that daily card is I record it. And then later it happens where I'm like, whoa, this is really weird. So for example, there was a day where I pulled the Tower. And it happened to be a day where we literally rearranged our whole house. More on that coming in an upcoming video. And so it was like, wow, this is a literal Tower day. Or some days I'll pull the Three of Cups and then I'll just have a really beautiful day with my family and there's 3 of us. I like those kinds of things and I like marking it down. So I'm not going to continue trying to build off of my daily pull, my daily card pull. I would like to have a daily reading. Not sure how I'm going to do that. Stay tuned. We'll be figuring that out hopefully soon. So that was really how I used the Shimmering Veil. I also was pulling the Shimmering Veil out again for weekly pulls. And my weekly pulls, I really want my weekly pull to be like I want it to be a part of my weekly reset, which is something I'm thinking about doing now. So I guess I'm still figuring that out. But I was using the Shimmering Veil and the Cosmovisions. Oh, and actually, before I put the Cosmovisions away, my ancestor practice is growing and changing. And I'm actually working on designing a specific thing using this specific deck, using the structure of it, the fact that there's the suits of beings, the majors, the minors. I'm working on a whole thing with it. So if that's something you'd be interested in hearing about once I've got it all sorted, then let me know in the comments down below, but I am working on that. At the start of September, I was still doing my journaling in here. So I would have my little daily. I had started to decide that I was going to be splitting it. See here, here's my last tarot reading in my bullet journal. Because partway through September, here's a weekly, is when I realized that I wanted to split my Book of Shadows back out. Here's a week ahead that I never did. Or I did do it, but it just wasn't resonating. And then that's it. This journal is like done. So I decided to go back to putting my journaling, my tarot journaling, into my Book of Shadows. And I'm super excited about it. Let's see. Here's the first one I did. Did that on September 10th. Let me zoom you in. There. What I decided to do, I've been trying to figure out journaling and all of these things for a while. So what I've determined is in my Book of Shadows is where I'm going to explore and really dig in. And then in my bullet journal is where I take everything that I want to take action on. It goes in there and I plan it. So I did my full moon in Pisces reading here, which was wonderful. And it goes on into here. Then I did this, which brings me to another deck I was working with. I did still work with my Gentle Tarot, even though I did not work with it for brain, even though I did not work with it for my dailies. Some decks, to me, it's like some decks are for guidebooks and some decks are not. This is a deck, I don't know it well. This is a deck that I want to receive messages from. I don't want to interpret. I don't want to rush with this deck. This is a fabulous tower card, which look at the back. I did a whole unboxing of this. It's linked up above in the cards because I was a Kickstarter of this deck here. And I did find a way to shuffle it. I am not one. There are some practices that are about me being fast. And then there are some things that are to make me slow down. I said, I'm trying to shuffle on a book. And this is one that's about me slowing down. So I did use this. I used this a few times. I use this for readings, for bigger readings where I'm taking my time. So when it comes time to picking, and I'll show you more about this in a minute. When it comes time to picking my decks for October, I'm excited to say that I can think of it in two different ways. What are my decks that are just quick fire that I can use to dig in deep for readings? And what are the decks that I can just throw down and go? So this gorgeous, I did this live with my channel members. I was having a bad day and I randomly went live, and there's this beautiful circle of self-care spread in my new extended guidebook. I love it. It was so powerful, and the guidebook is so amazing. If you have this and you love this, I haven't seen the like original guidebook that came with like the first size of this deck, but I highly recommend the extended one. So put that aside for a minute. So this is the way I like tarot journaling. Look at this. So I used the stickers because I did get the tarot stickers, but look at it. It's beautiful. It's fairly simple, but have little doodles, and it was getting later and later at night as I did this. So I got a bit less creative, but this is what I like my tarot journaling to look like. So I did start back up in here. I did do a week ahead spread in here. And then there's this. This is another part. I'll come back to the Gentle Tarot in a minute. This is another new thing I've started. I talked about this in, I think it was my unique ways I use tarot, which I'll link that video up above in the cards. Of this Earth Magic deck, which I really love, but don't use. And I had recalled how I used to take cards that I would get in like subscription boxes, and I would put them in here. I'm gonna leave out some tape, so I hopefully remember to tape this later because it's coming out. I'd put them in my journal at the end of a period and I'd reflect on them. So I started doing that as part of my new moon practice. So on the new moon, I use my Dreams of Gaia tarot, and I pull my new moon reading to commune with my goddess, Hecate, and then I pull one of these cards as like an extra note from my ancestors. So how it looked this month, this was the first month where I like fully was doing it. I attached the river card in here, and I wrote and reflected on the time in which I had the river and figured out what my message was. And then I pulled and did my new moon reading. And I wasn't feeling very good, so I didn't do a bunch of doodling. But this is the kind of tarot journaling that I love. This makes me extraordinarily happy. So I glued this in, I reflected on it, and I did pull my new one. And eventually I will run out of this deck, and that's okay. It is a mass market deck still, I believe, so I could always get a new copy. I don't know if I would now, but that's okay. And I like this as a way to use some decks. So that is something I've been doing in my tarot practice as well. And that has been going, it feels really good. It especially feels really right to communicate with my goddess on the new moon. So I'm extremely excited about that. And I've got lots of room here to still be working on this. And that moon work, I talked also about that in my moon practice video. Which is linked up above in the cards, so you can hear more about like my moon practice, because I circle back to that throughout the month and kind of grow and expand on that. Let me see here. The Gentle Tarot and the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, and I think there was one other, but I can't remember. They all have something in common, and that's when I get these decks to me don't feel quick. So if I want to do a quick fire reading, these decks are not the ones I want to work with. So I love this so much. So I guess really what I've really started to learn in my tarot practice this month is what type of reading I like to do and when. When it comes to daily readings, I want it to be quick fire. I want it to be just pull it, get my necklace, put it in, get it. Like it's not a sit down and slow down practice. It's a part of my morning routine. And then when it comes to, this feels so cool. It's like embossed, whatever it's called, but it feels really cool. And then when it comes to like my Samhain reading, my solstice readings, equinox readings, my moon readings, those are ones I like to really sit down and get the message. It's like sometimes the message doesn't come through the reading. Sometimes the message comes through daily life, and the reading is just the like thing that gets me to pay attention as I move through my daily life. And sometimes the message comes from me sitting down and reading. I am going to be probably still working with this deck. So stay tuned for that. I've decided my theme for October in my practice is self-care. So I am going to be doing a video about my self-care decks and what I'm planning on exploring and whatnot. I do intend to continue working on finding a daily tarot reading practice where I actually like read the cards. So I have a daily tarot pull, and I'm going to let that just be what it is. But I want a reading. So we shall see. For my daily tarot pull, if you've been here before, you knew this was coming, right? For my daily tarot pull, I'm using my ghosts. Because it's October. Why the hell wouldn't I use my ghosts? Look at them, they're so fucking cute. So I have my ghosts for October that I'm very excited to use and get to know, hopefully. Well, I mean, this is an easy reader for me. I don't look at the guidebook with this really at all. But there's my ghosts. I plan to use those. I also really like for the my daily practice having a deck with like the classic titles. Oh, I did forget to tell you there were some interesting things that happened throughout the month. In the Gentle Tarot, actually, that's what I wanted to keep this for. The Gentle Tarot has 2 Lovers cards. And for some reason, I don't tend to take out the extra cards. When there's multiple like types so you can customize it, I don't tend to take them out. I tend to just shuffle them all in. Because I don't remember. And there was a reading where I pulled both. And that was at the start of the month. My foundation spread. So I was doing the monthly medicine, and my first reading with it, I pulled the Lovers as my starting card and the Lovers as my ending card, which I thought was honestly quite hilarious. Some other noteworthy things, I've started to pull the Tower a lot. Not like every single day or anything, but way more than I used to. I'm already feeling the energy shift from my Hanged Man year card into my Death card energy, which is next year. And I did pull my monthly card a couple times, I believe. My monthly card was the Empress. It might not have been the Empress I pulled. Let's check. I thought I had. No, it wasn't the Empress. It was really the Tower that was the noteworthy thing. I pulled it twice for daily cards this month, and both of those days was very obvious Tower card days. But yeah, that's really what's going on in my practice. I do have one other deck I might use for my daily pulls. Probably won't. But that's my Dame Darcy's Witch Cat Tarot. I freaking love this deck so much. It is so great. I'd love to get to know this more, but again, this doesn't necessarily feel like an easy reader. It also doesn't have a guidebook, though. So, but this is definitely a Samhain-ish deck. I do also have the Tarot of Vampires, which I'm hoping to work with this month. I don't know in what capacity. So that, let's see. I've got the Boo Tarot for daily pulls. I've got this tarot for just for something. And then, did I put this the wrong way? Oh, that's good. And then I've got my Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle and my Witch's Wisdom Tarot for my my Samhain reading, which I will be doing. And then I have my Tarot of Vampires, which I do want to use in some capacity. Maybe I'll just start reading it this month. I don't know. But that was my tarot practice in September. I am feeling better and more confident about my ability to keep track of information for from now on for these videos. The last couple months have been just weird. So I'm just going to end it here. I hope you still enjoyed this video, and I will, I'm just going to end it here. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know that you did. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you can come on back nice and easily. In the description box below, you can find a link to join or check out my channel membership. There's lots of cool perks there that you can check out, and it really helps support me and my channel and my work. And speaking of my work, I am a professional tarot and astrologer. I have a link to my website down below so you can check out my services. And not only do I do both of those things, I specialize in combining the two to create very unique reading experiences. So you can check that out in the description box. In just a few days, my Anatomy of a Witch deck and book club is launching the public series. There is going to be behind the scenes extra videos for the members and some very exciting things happening on that front, so stay tuned for that. Let us know in the comments down below, how did your tarot practice go in September? Did you also find the energy weird, or was it just me? I don't know, but I would love to chat about it. And if you're really excited to use any decks for October, I'd love to hear about that too. I will let you go, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Lots of love. Bye.